Hi, I'm Ben Richmond. Did obviously Young Enterprise Alumni. Currently working at Telecom New Zealand. I came out of school, went to the Telecom grad program, so I'm currently a senior group accountant for group finance and also sit on our Telecom Foundation's trust board as a trustee. Yes, I went to Hamilton High School back in 2004. Our company name that we did at the time was Enterprise New Zealand Technologies, or ETNZ. Didn't really link to what we did. We put together it was a media campaign promoting Hawke's Bay on national TV. At the time, there wasn't any branding, or we'd branded the region Hawke's Bay Wine Country, but it hadn't been on TV, so we wanted to do something that was big. And so we went to the local mayors, the local tourism agencies, and sold them an idea to get everyone together and behind it and fund this national TV advertising campaign, which went on TV1, TV2, and it also went and played at the New Zealand Opportunities Expo in London. And the ads just showed the great sights of Hawke's Bay, the great experiences that you can have in Hawke's Bay, and at the end there was a call to action with a winter weekend in Wine Country, which had flights and accommodation, all sorts of activities across the bay. And on that website that it drove to, we sold advertising, and of course the key sort of tourist operators that got onto the main television ad were our big funders and the councils. So it was quite a neat experience to be dealing with TVNZ and have our ad on shows like the Home Show and One News and prime spots like that. We also got Paul Holmes to come down and launch it for us at Selene Estates in Hawke's Bay. So it was a big project. We started out with a big goal. A lot of people sort of thought we couldn't do it, were a bit worried. At the time, I can remember my mother freaking out when she saw a bill coming in from TVNZ that was close to $100,000. What's the kids been up to? But it all came right in the end, and we managed to get it across the line. Yeah, I think Paul Holmes in his launch speech questioned, why did it take a group of students, I should say, to put Hawke's Bay on television when we've got all these tourism bodies across the region. So it was a good kudos for us to have got across the line and sort of look back and say, sixth formers could put together a TV advertising campaign. I guess the stand-up memories that we had of the time was sort of balancing the whole school life with the work life. We had some big commitments on us. We were meeting, trying to get in touch with some pretty high-profile people in Hawke's Bay and obviously within TVNZ. Our big thing was at the time was use your youth and the fact that people are willing to give you a go. So we quite often would not ring at reception or at someone's PA. Would just try and get hold of them straight away and go straight to the top, which can get you in a bit of trouble occasionally, but managed to get us in front of the right people. But I guess the whole thing was dream big, but at the same time you've got to try and work out how to make it happen. Actually, the financials have got to work. You've got to have the right sort of business plan. So while you can have the great idea, you've actually got to have the stuff, the details to make it happen at the end of the day, and that was the grunt work for us in the end. I would definitely do Young Enterprise again. It was probably the most exciting subject of the year that I did. I probably put most of my effort into it, as most of my other subject teachers have probably complained about. But no, it's definitely, I took probably most of my practical experiences that I use today. I got a chance to ride the bike back then, and I definitely would recommend it for others. It's just I've got younger cousins at school at the moment, they ring me up and it's always the first subject that I make sure they're involved in. If I was to come up with some tips for budding entrepreneurs, the first one would be quite often you're going to get negativity. People, you need that to an extent, you need people to be questioning what you do, but that doesn't mean you should stop doing the idea. There's nothing wrong with thinking big, but just make sure that you've got the answers to back up how you're going to make it actually happen. That was the big challenge for us. There were a lot of people that challenged us that we wouldn't be able to do it. But that sort of makes you then think really hard about how we're actually going to make it happen, and it's good to be able to question yourself as well. The second tip would be don't get too cocky or too arrogant. That's one that's been told me as I start off my work life as well. Young people, we've got great ideas, we don't see the barriers that other people do, but we just sometimes got to be quite careful about how you approach people. And my third tip would be have fun. I know it's a token one, but if you're doing what you're really passionate about, that'll show through in everything you do, and people will get in behind you. I mean, the team of us that put the ad together, we really wanted to see Hawke's Bay on TV. We were proud of the place, we were proud of the brand, and we knew that it would work. And that showed through in all our proposals. So if you're going to get behind something, make sure it's something that you truly believe in.